Hey everybody, it's Timothy here with JankDiverTim. Today on the docket we are playing some Wilds of Eldraine. I'm going to play best of 3. I've really been enjoying this format. It's got its problems. Every format has its problems. One thing I've noticed, it's really good in best of 3. There's a lot of good sideboarding options that come up, whether you're sideboarding into stuff or sideboarding out of stuff. I found that there's a lot of choice there. The only problem, of course, being that traditional draft payout is like just a pile of dookie. The fact that if you go 2-1, you actually lose out on gems is just a monstrous payout design to me. But we're going to play it anywhere. We're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to spend my gems in traditional, so you don't have to. Before we do that, remember you can always support the JankDiverTim community by just joining our Discord, subscribing to the YouTube channel, finding us on Twitter. There's going to be links to all of that down below. We are a cube-related community. I know I haven't drafted as many cube videos lately, but we do focus on cube in our Discord, and if you want to come play some cube matches with some like-minded individuals who love Magic, you can find a link for that down below. And while you're here, feel free to subscribe, feel free to leave a comment, all that good stuff. All right, 1,500 gems down the drain for traditional Wilds of Eldraine. Couple things about this set. It's a very high power set. There are a lot of really good commons, a lot of mythic uncommons, and you've got the bonus sheet, which is like 50% rats cards, 40% duds, and then like 10% super bombs. So really interesting to see what happens with that bonus sheet. It's one of the worst bonus sheets we've had for limited, even though it's full of just like hyper powerful cards for other formats. Really weird how that worked out. A lot of them just don't complement the format. My approach here, this is definitely one of those formats where I want to feel out what's open, or I want to be drafting a multicolored deck with a lot of fixin' and a lot of really powerful cards. Couple notes about how this works is the cards I value highly, adventures, especially the multicolored adventures, but adventures in general kind of are your card advantage. You don't need a lot of raw card advantage like Quick Study and Rowan's Grim Search and stuff like that. You don't need those cards if you just draft a bunch of adventures, because the adventures are your card advantage. Second, bargain. Bargain is huge, and the fodder just kind of comes naturally. So, pack one, pick one. 2 cards stand out to me immediately. This is best of 3, so I don't get to see who I'm playing with for some reason. The 2 cards here are the rare, which I think is pretty good. Devouring Sugar Malt, like, first off, Have for Dinner is just a fine card in this format. It makes 2 objects that you can sacrifice for bargain. And then the creature half of it does just kill your opponent if you can keep up tokens, so that's nice. There's also Welcome to Sweet Tooth, which green is a really good color here. Welcome to Sweet Tooth. Basically, once all is said and done, this makes a 3/3 and a food for 2 mana, which is great. And if you can bolster it with any other food production, it's awesome as well. Also, just if trigger celebration, food is an archetype here. There's a lot going on with that card. Hopeful Vigil is a good common here. Hollow Scavenger, Ratcatcher Trainee are good commons. Flick a Coin. we'll probably talk about Flick a Coin at some point. The archive card is Dark Tutelage, which does have its decks. I have played a Dark Tutelage before. Following up, Devouring Sugar Mall. So this is a less of a obvious pick to me, or at least there's actually not really an obvious pick at all. First off, you can play this as a white card. You can play it as a black card. You don't necessarily need both colors. Blue is the worst color in the set, at least at common. There are some good uncommons. Like, these are 2 decent uncommon white cards here, but blue is the worst color. I'm looking at Hollow Scavenger as just a way to make a food that kind of works with the Devouring Sugar Mall. It's also just a good common. Or Sir Armont, which I've found to be a pretty strong uncommon. I'm going to take this off the back of just, I think, being a stronger card, being the strongest card in the pack here. I do not mind blue decks as well. Well, I don't know. I could also see just taking like Minstrosity as a 2-drop that goes with the Sugar Mall here, but I'm going to take the higher power level card and just see kind of where it lands. I would play this in like a green-white deck if I could basically never cast the creature half of it. I would probably also put it in a black deck without it. Well, we're back to a couple strong uncommons here. I'm going to take Greta. Greta is actually a great follow-up to Sugar Mall. Almost makes me wish I had taken the Scavenger last pack. 3 mana, 3/3, makes a food. That's already pretty good, and then you can sacrifice food for various things. There's also Toten Taunts, which red-black rats is a decent archetype if it's open. And a lot of the bonus sheet cards are geared towards rats for whatever reason. Like, all of the red cards are basically just rat payoffs. Commons, Curse of the Werefox, I think is pretty good, though you do have to line it up pretty well. Gingerbrute has matchups where it's pretty good. Stockpile and Celebrant's a good white common. I've not been impressed with 3 Bowls of Porridge, but this is good. Greta third pick is nice. I do splash a lot in this format. Pretty weak pack here. Very weak pack. There's not even a standout card that I feel like I should mention. Beanstalk Worm is just not that good. Ariat's Whisper is virtually unplayable. Same with Commune. So I'm looking at like Flick a Coin or Return Triumphant to maybe go with Sir Armont. It's good with Greta as well. I suppose it's kind of good with Devour and Sugar Maw. I guess I'll go ahead and take that. There's not really a standout card in the pack. Boundary Lands Ranger is like passable in red-green, but not great. And then Corvold. I want this card to be good, but it's just way too slow. Everything else here is kind of a dud. So Abzan colors I don't mind being in. All right, back to a couple more interesting picks. I do like Glass Casket. One problem with Glass Casket is that people are main decking enchantment removal, and there's a couple good main deckable versions of that, and by proxy, they have artifact removal, so it's a little awkward. There's Hopeful Vigil, which this is a nice bargain enabler, nice celebration enabler. There's also Ferocious Werefox, which is pretty good. There's also Shatter the Oath as 5 mana kill a creature, which I don't have any removal at the moment, but it's fine. I'm tempted to take Hopeful Vigil, but I'm going to go ahead and grab the Glass Casket here, recognizing that that might not be the right pick. Oh, I do like a Grasp of Fate. 3 mana to exile a creature, essentially. There's also a Hopeful Nightmare, or Hopeless Nightmare, which this card is either terrible or it's really good if you get a bunch of bargain payoffs, and we have not seen bargain cards yet, unfortunately. Scream Puff has performed a lot better than I thought it would as well. Might just take the Grasp here. 3 mana, kill a thing. If I had a couple bargain cards, I'd probably take Nightmare. Grasp, obviously, a lot worse if you're splashing. I like Barrow Nutty quite a bit if you have a couple other fairies, but we're not leaning in that direction at the moment. There's Rat Out, and there's also Troublemaker Oof. So I'm kind of, assuming this is a 2 mana make some things, I'm kind of leaning towards green with this and black with this. So not a clear direction. There's also Belligerent of the Brawl, which is a good card as well. Nice aggressive red card. I'm going to take my first Rat Out here for best of 3. Gingerbrute looks like the pick there. Oh, man. If I end a draft with a Territorial Witchstalker in my pile, I feel like I messed up. I equally don't like Charmed Clothier. It's fine. Like, if you want a 5-drop in your deck, this is an okay 5-drop, but I already have a 5-drop. I don't want more. I'm going to take Gingerbrute here. It's pretty good. It's actually really good with Return Triumphant. We can put some rolls on it, make it good. Tutelage came back. Is this shaping up to be a Tutelage deck? It could be. I think the only times I've ever played this are red-black, where my curve is really low, and I think there is merit to it. But again, you want bargain so you can get rid of it. I'm going to go ahead and take Hopeful Vigil. I think it's just solid in my deck right now. I don't need to mess around with whether Tutelage is good or not. Minstrosity came back. Almost first or second pick that card. I'll go ahead and take it now. This is a good 2-drop. It looks kind of whatever, both visually and in terms of what it does, but I think it plays out pretty well in this format. You do have to dodge the other Rat Outs and the stupid Flick of Coins that always get me. Okay, Stockpile and Celebrant's nice, having picked up the Hopeful Vigil. Also, sometimes you can use Glass Casket or Grasp of Fate on a token and then pick it up. There's a lot of things you can do with a Celebrant here. Ariat's Whisper, I hope not to play. Wow, Vigil? Vigil's got to be better than Sweet Tooth Witch, I think. Maybe that makes the cut. Well, white's open. Black, not so much, but black's never open anymore. Ooh, okay, we got a pick here. I mean, it looks like black-white is where I'm landing here, though I will still look for ways to splash these 2 green cards. I have Agatha's Champion at the top end, which is excellent. It's a good bargain payoff. Man, I could be white-green. There's also Tangled Colony as a good 2-drop, which I think I'm just going to take that. try to keep my splashing to a minimum. I would like to play Sugar Mall, which means I have to be heavy black. I've got a 1-drop and a 2-drop here. And we can still look for ways to splash. There's also Root Rider Fawn. I think Agatha's Champion is better than Tangled Colony, but I'll go ahead and stick to just black-white aggro here. Waste not. Okay, well, you can kind of get the vibe for these, what are they called? Enchanting Tales cards. Like, there's just no reason you should play Waste Not. Wait a second, we have the combo. I'm just kidding, we're not doing that. A lot of good green here. Another Ginger Brew. I love Royal Treatment. This card, this card just punks people in the format. I'm going to take Shrouded Shepherd. I mean, it's literally the black-white adventure creature. It's just very good. You can play this as a 2-drop, and you just get in like 4 damage because it enables attack you didn't have before. And then you can give all your opponent's creatures -1/-1. Shatter the Oath. Wouldn't mind getting back. Kellen's Lightblades. Nice little bargain card. I would play Spellscorn Coven without the blue. And then a couple other cards that could come back. Torch the Tower, you say? Here's a rat card. Threadbind Click is fine, but if we're not playing the blue, it's going to be pretty bad. Torch the Tower is miles above anything else that we could talk about here. There's a Cooped Up and a Prophetic Prism for me. So the question is, how much do I really want to play these 2 cards? If the answer is very much, then I should take Prophetic Prism. If not, I should take Cooped Up. And how are we doing on removal right now? We have Glass Casket. We have Grasp of Fate. I found Cooped Up to be pretty good. I am going to take Prism, though. Ooh, Elvish Arcanist. Or Archivist, rather. Wow, another torch in this direction. That's kind of... Wow. We're not in a position to start moving into red at all, but looks like red's going to get hooked up this pack, and then I expect not to see it at all. Archivist looks good. But I'm wondering if I should just take this Cursed Courtier. Let's reserve that. I've got Return Triumphant. Don't actually have a lot of ways to put another roll on it, do I? But this is a 2-drop to splash. We'll see. I guess I do have Stockpile and Celebrant to pick it up. Okay, a lot more options here. I might even wheel something. Do I take Fairy Fenton, which is just a modular kind of removal spell, or do I take Neva, which is the black-white payoff, lets you pick up creatures or enchantments from your graveyard? Huh. And then if Wicked Visitor, Besotted Night Wheel, I'll be happy to take those. I'm going to take Neva here. I'm going to take Neva. Ariad's Whisper's coming out. There's another Neva, which seeing that makes me wish I had taken the other card. Oppression, whenever a player casts a spell, that this includes you. Whenever you cast a spell, you discard a card. We could have had the Waste Not combo. I think Savior of the Sleeping sucks. Not going to take that. Voracious Vermin, I think, is decent, but I think another Neva's fine. They can loop each other. Ooh, Shirai. Shirai's pretty good. I don't really want to splash blue, though, so we're going to let that one slip by. The blue-white archetype is really bad, but this card and the mythic rare Hilda are very good. So there's Besotted Night here, which works with a couple things. I'm going to take my first Shatter the Oath. I think it's pretty important to pick up one of these. It works with my Cursed Courtier. There's a couple other things here. And now I have an option between Scream Puff and Protective Parents. Not really a fan of Plunge. Like, you can fill your deck out with this, but if you're filling your deck out with this card, then you probably just didn't get their own playables. Sure, let's take Protective Parents. Just take the 3-drop. Take Kellen's Light Blades now. This can pop a creature that attacks or blocks if you bargain it. Intangible Virtue, I don't feel like I've ever built a deck where Intangible Virtue is a card I want, even though it feels like there is token generation, it just doesn't quite get there. Another Light Blades is kind of weak. Gingerbrute number 2 is a lot less exciting when I just don't have a ton of what are these things called? Roll making. So just I took that for the gems. It's a rare. I'll take Unassuming Sage now. Not huge on Moment of Valor. It's playable. I do have some Banish and Light cards that can get creatures out of the way. My 2-drop slot, though. Break the Spell. That's a main deckable card with some of the things I have, but I'm going to start it in the board. Sure. Okay. I will take a second fruitcake. We'll put it in the freezer next to the other one. This is a good pack for me. Maybe I wheel something. I assume Dawn of Hope's going to get taken. I have played this card once, and I've seen it in play on the opposite side once, and neither player who had it ever activated it. So it's just so slow that the game kind of needs to grind to a halt. There's also Witch's Vanity, which would be very good. Gives me that roll that I want, destroys a small creature. The food token's even useful. And then there's Prophetic Prism, Evolving Wilds, and Celebrant, which I would take. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that I'd be happy to wheel, but I suppose if one Sugar Maul is good enough, the second is. Can't play Unnatural Growth. These third Torch the Tower, it's like all I ever want to do in this format. Okay, yeah, can't play this. No need to try and be cute with this. I don't think these green cards are getting there with what I currently have, and I'm going to be making cuts, so I might just be a straight-up two-color deck. I'm looking at Collector's Vault, and I'm looking at Archon's Glory here. Collector's Vault is really nice in decks that don't have a ton of card advantage, so I'm tempted to take it. It does help splash. I've come way up on this card as a way to just kind of keep the gas flowing throughout the game. Though I think Archon's Glory is a good combat trick, although based on how much white has been open, I might actually just wheel Archon's Glory. Alright, unplayable. This card just... the situations never come up where you get the blowout off of this, so it just ends up being fogged. This is not a good pack for me, but I think I'm happy enough to just take Besotted Knight. I've got a Ginger Brute that wants to wear a role. I have a Cursed Courtier that wants to pick up a different role. And, I mean, Moment of Valor, I guess, as a sideboard card would be fine. Voracious Vermin would be okay here, but this really wants to be in red-black, so I'll take Besotted Knight. It's not a card I'm excited about. There are options here. I've been unimpressed with Dutiful Griffin, but just like the Clothier, I would probably play this in the 5-drop slot if I didn't have another one. Could play a Callous Sellsword and ignore red, but that's pretty weak. Hopeful Vigil. I'll take Conceited Witch here. This is a good card. Gives us that roll once again. Just a good 3-drop as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards we could consider on the wheel here. Pie Wielder, you say? This card's okay. This card's actually not bad at all. Don't need another break to spell. Not doing anything with Solitary Sanctuary. Reindeer sucks. Rat out number 2 is, like, interesting. There's a lot of rat outs going around. This is going to be another Conceited, which I think, although there is a Grotto here, I just don't think I'm splashing green. I could consider... I'm not going to splash Greta, but I could consider this just by virtue of being a 5-drop. Am I going to miss another Conceited Witch? Maybe, but I'll take my Grotto. I kind of just like Grotto in 2-color decks anyway. Well, that's a late Party Crasher. Another Return Triumphant as well, which I found to just kind of be a good card. Not Dead After All. I like this card, but I make cuts a lot. Like, I always have too many cards. I have a Return Triumphant already. I'm going to take another Rat out, because when that card is good, you want more of them in the board. And I think same goes for, man, Shirai. Pick 8 Shirai. 2 of those going around. Tempted to just take another Light Blades here. I don't think I'm splashing. I'm going to board that. Could be good against Gluttons. Back to this pack. I don't think this deck wants to do too much splashing, so I don't need the second Prism, but I'll take a Stockpile and Celebrant. Enchantment removal. Sure, Moment of Valor for the board. So we can clear some big creatures out of the way. And I think I actually take the Wicked Visitor over the Dutiful Griffin here. Do I need 3 Break the Spells? Sure. I mean, I'm just never boarding into the other card. Okay, so black-white auras, I guess, is the archetype. We'll see what we got there. It looks like we came out with a lot of cards. I will say, despite white looking super open, I didn't get any premium black cards besides the rares. And, you know, I don't think these are bomb rares. I'm going to put them in the 2-drop slot. But they are really good. But white was super open, black was not. And we really just have to see what we're doing. My Fixin, Collector's Vault, Prophetic Prism, Crystal Grotto. That might be enough for Sir Armont. 1 forest, playing something like that. We do have to make a ton of cuts, though. So, just go through the chop and block real quick. Cards that I'm just straight up not excited to play at all. So these are kind of the ones that stand out as immediate cuts to me. All fine in their own right. Knight of Doves, I just haven't seen this card really pan out. Frostbridge Guide is a fine 2-drop, but without the synergy pieces, it's kind of whatever. It's kind of a 1. These are 1-drops I can't play on turn 1, but I'm almost always going to cast the Adventure, so we'll put them there. If I'm playing Surmont, I want to keep Prism around. I could see going cut, ignoring green altogether, though I do think this is a good reason to be splashing. Wicked Visitor is fine, but cuttable. Unassuming Sage is fine, but cuttable. Hopeful Vigils, I don't think are cuttable. Start with those. I mean, yeah, easiest thing here is Prism plus Surmont. Shape up my mana a little bit better. I don't think I want to go down to 16 lands here in best of 3. Collector's Vault should help with the mana issues. I've got multiple, like, just tons of scry action off of the Vigils and the Celebrants. Surmont is a nice... This deck definitely lacks, like, top-end oomph, so to speak, so that's why I'm trying to hold on to Armont. But my removal's not great either. I mean, I have removal. Okay, I've got, I think, enough double black and double white cards to just kind of not mess around with any splashes here. Though I could see the argument for Sir Armont there. I suppose I could keep Crystal Grotto here as well. It's usually pretty inoffensive in 2-color decks. Like I said, I do have some double-colored pips here with these cards in particular, so it could get a little bit messy, but you usually get to cast your spells. Main deck 1, Rat Out. We've got sideboard options here. Plenty of 2-drops we can bring in. Another Rat Out. Another Kellen's Light Blades against giant creatures, and then enchantment removal for a day. So that's our deck, Black-White Auras. Doesn't feel like one of the more powerful decks I've ever drafted in this format. Feels like you can come out with a lot more powerful decks. And in fact, we could have gotten 3 Torch the Tower, so we know for a fact we could have had a more powerful deck. If you told me I could come out of the draft with 3 Torch the Towers and scrap for the rest of the deck, I'd probably be fine with that. That card is so good. Turns out the bargain stuff, even if you don't necessarily need to bargain a card, sometimes there are just permanents in play that you want to sacrifice. So bargaining is kind of inherently good. We'll play first. It's best of 1, so obviously we start the league with a 1-lander. We'll be playing 3 matches here. Don't really want to pitch a land. I'll go ahead and just get rid of the Return Triumphant, I think. Though it is good here. It's kind of a tough call. I kind of want to keep all 3 lands, kind of want to keep Ginger Brute, and then the question is, am I going for Besotted Knight on it early and just attack in, or am I trying to use a Return Triumphant once it goes away? Kind of hard to say. What is this picking up? Probably nothing. I don't know. Could see ditching a land as well, but I'm on the play. Okay, well, this has the biggest chance of just not being a card, so let's roll here with Gingy. I think I've mulliganed the first hand of every single traditional draft I've ever done in my life. All right. No Rat Out. Spiteful Hexmage is nice, though. So it starts off as a 1-1, but if you can bargain away this roll, it gets better. I could Glass Casket it now, or I could just start getting in damage, let them do whatever they're going to do with the bargain stuff, and then Glass Casket it. Or I could just Casket it away, attack for 1. I think I'm just going to Casket it away to take away whatever bargain material they're trying to use there. if they can kill the casket, they'll get that thing back at some point. They are playing green, so they could have some cards. Territorial Witchstalker. Okay, that's a card I want to play against. I was thinking of picking up the casket there, but if I do that, they actually get to just put the cursed roll on the Witchstalker instead. So we're going to go... Yeah, let's go Besotted. Give this the royal roll, haste it up. Or anti-haste, rather. Pass turn. Not feeling good about this. Verdant Outrider. Well, I do have... okay, sure. So they have the little mini combo there. Of 2-3 into 1-1. 2-3 into 4-2. Let's give this haste, attack, and hope that Kellen's Lightblades is good against this. If they have a pump spell like a Titanic Growth or something, we'll just take the L, unfortunately. Just 3 damage. Not going to mess around with anything. Alright, see if they have another big creature to get the Witchstalker continue in here. They do. Unfortunate. Yeah, we're not going to win this game. This does not have haste right now. There's nothing in stock. Attack. Play this pass. Probably just have to trade that off for the 2-3. If we were both empty-handed, I'd say there's still a shot here, but they have 3 cards and I do not. Block. Go to 10. Opponent's smashing me for way more than I'm hitting them for. They're gonna fight? Oh, Fell Horseman on the 4-2. Okay. Tangled Colony can't block. Not the card you want to see at this point. So they can hit me for 8. I could pick up Glass Casket, replay it, and just not attack with Ginger Brew. I think I just have to play my 2 creatures. I can't even do that. It's unfortunate. This is going to trade here. Tangled Colonies. Not going to do anything. And I'm not going to pick anything up. Decline. Play that. Pass. So, Rat Out looking pretty bad against this opponent. Kellen's Lightblade's looking fine. They didn't show me anything yet that could bargain away the cursed roll, so maybe I got a little too trigger happy. This can make it so that my small creatures can't block, but I'm looking to just put Celebrant on it anyway. And this thing has Vigilance, so my Tangled Colony is essentially dead. That's an interesting attack. They might not know that Colony can't block. Or they're just holding it back. 2 mana for something in their hand. Oh, Lord Skitter's Blessing. Okay, that's going to draw him 2 cards a turn. Neva's a good draw. I'm tempted to attack with the Rat Colony and just turn it into 4 rats. I could also go Neva, get back Besotted Knight, play that on the rat. The problem there being that I don't get to attack with Ginger Brute this turn. They hit me for 8. They take 1. All right, let's go. I think I'm going to do that because I'm not playing anything else this turn. This lets me attack for 4 instead of attacking for 2. Besotted Knight. Make that a 4-2 and jam. This creature can't block anyway, so if I can do anything with it and trade off at all, I'll be very happy. Okay, go to 8. Opponent goes to 7 here. But they are drawing 2 cards. I think I just have to not block and hope they don't have Titanic Growth, right? Essentially, opponent is at 6 here because of Lord Skitters. Looking at your graveyard. Welcome to Sweet Tooth gives them the human first. Oh, okay. Oh, Woodland Acolyte. So they're going to draw that 4-2. They can block Ginger Brute. Now, I don't know if they know they can block Ginger Brute, but this thing has haste. So what I think I'm going to do is attack with Colony and just play Besotted Knight. Keep up the sack ability on Ginger Brute. They might block with the 1/1 here. This blocks here. Attack. It's a wicked roll. I could attack with both of these just to kind of jam the attack in, but let's go ahead and go Colony only. Assume the 1/1's jumping in front. They're going to make the food next turn, which is a problem. Means I'm going to have trouble racing them. All right, we're going to play that, pass. All my stuff's face up on the table. All right, so Skitter down to 6. Sweet Tooth. Make the food. Next turn, they get the counters. Yep. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so this is obviously blocking something, and then I'm double blocking. Actually, I could just block and gain life and not lose another creature. And then that cursed roll I've got to watch out for. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what I block. Go up to 5. Go down to 1. Crystal Grotto, go to the bottom, please. Ouch. So if they keep the food up, I think there's virtually no way I can kill them. Okay. Yeah. So Acolyte to the top. Gonna need to be a good draw here. That's not a good draw, my friend. They can block. Yeah, the problem is they can just block my 2 3/3s. So believe we are dead, but let's see what they do here. Yep, go to 5. Sweet Tooth's going to make a big creature, and yeah, they can just attack. They can see it on the wall. Okay. I mean, the mold to 6 certainly didn't help there. I feel like I've got good sideboard options against this. Rat Out can come out. That looked miserable. Kellen's Blades can come in. I don't really know that I want to play Break the Spell. Where's the Moment? Moment of Valor can come in. And that's probably it. Just some things that can kill some bigger creatures. On the play again. Glass Casket had enough targets between the 4/2s and such. I mean, they basically just played all creatures and then Lord Skitter's Blessing, so I just have to beat that. Would have been nice to draw a 6/6. Courtier. I will cut Tangled Colony on the draw, I think. I'm going to keep it on the play. Don't want to cut a land necessarily. Minstrosity? Minstrosity looks decent. Return Triumphant looks decent. I wonder if I just don't bring in the second Light Blades. But I do need to push through these big creatures. Could see cutting like Pie Wielder. Just run of the mill creature. I'm gonna cut. Actually, let's keep in first striker. Let's cut light blades. Let's see if we can take Rick down in game 2. Not a good start there. The mold of 6 into my opponent having Witchstalker 4/2. This is a good hand. Start Hopeful Vigil over Devouring Sugarmill, I think. They're going to play a 2/3 on turn 2, probably. Opponent also showed that they probably have white mana with those 2 Acolytes. I don't know if they're actually playing a Plains in their deck. I think they had Evolving Wilds, maybe. Maybe they didn't. Opponent took the mulligan this time. And kick us off. Collector's Vault actually just keeps this thing going, which is nice. Okay, Brave the Wilds. This card's very good. If I had any suggestions for people who are really struggling at this format, it's to try out the multicolor decks and to take this card highly. Yeah, let's go. Well, never mind. I was going to say Vigil triggers Celebration, but so do a lot of my other things here. 2/3, Witch's Vanity, killing my creature. That's annoying. So if they go creature next turn. How good is 2 Sugar Malls? There's food token. 4/2 looked pretty, or 2/3 first strike looked good against a lot of what I saw. Attacks into that card pretty well. I am gonna probably just go double activation here. Let's see if they take the block. Either way, whether they block or not, I'm gonna use the Sugar Mall. What is it called? Have for dinner? Sure. And then I don't even have to show them the other one, but we get to kind of kill this creature for free and make sure it doesn't get that wicked roll. Could actually just play the Collector's Vault. Or do I just go for the other thing? Let's play the Collector's Vault, I think. Okay. So Witch's Vanity was just a 1-for-1 there. It did make a food token, so a little more than that. Can't cast Galefang, which I keep calling Grease Fang on accident. Fell Horseman on the 2/3. That's okay. Alright. Ooh, that's really good with the Sugar Malls. So here... can do a lot of things here. I think what I want to do is play my land, go Celebrant, replay Vigil. Or I could just make the same exact play here and then play Celebrant, so that's fine. Let's go attack again. See if they go for the block again. So Collector's Vault might not do anything for a little while, but eventually it'll be fine. We're going to make 2 more dudes. Well, a food and a dude. Kill that. Not getting any damage in, but that's okay. This is going to pick up Hopeful Vigil, which does give you a scry too, off of the Celebrant. Bottom. Okay. Feel like we're in very good shape. Yeah, if Fell Horseman's the best play, then I think we're doing awesome. So now we go... actually, I'm going to go black, white, activate, pitch in this land, using the treasure to cast Sugar Mall. That'll give me Celebration. And I'm going to give them the opportunity to just take a 1/1 here if they want. If they block a 1/1, they take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, not 10. I added 2 extra damage in there somewhere. Lord Skitter's Blessing's fine. Into Garrick's Uprise and draw a card. Okay, I think we've got this one on lock. Sack of food. That's pretty good. Just do this. I'm not really thinking very hard about what I'm doing here. So this is 11. Maybe there was a way I could have killed my opponent there that I just wasn't paying attention to. Oh, the wicked roll, sure. I did not pay attention to the wicked roll. Okay, we took one from Rick, y'all. Showed us Garrick's Uprising as well. I mean, at what point do we want a break the spell? Still don't know if that's it. We're going to be on the back foot probably this game, though. Witch's Vanity only changes the plan so much. They did mulligan that game as well. Okay, so I think I want to go minus Tangled Colony. This does attack pretty well into them. It's just if I draw it late, it's pretty bad. I think I'm going to have to do some trading. I'm going to bring in the Light Blades, number 2, for my rat colony there. Just creatures that can't block on the draw, even if they're good offensive creatures, are such a liability. All right, Rick, let's go. Let's do this. Good luck to you. Rick's got some good curve-outs with Witch Stalker into 4-2. But again, we're not seeing a lot of interaction on that side of the board. Witch's Vanity, but that's it. And we've got a pretty good hand. It's a little dicey, right? Enters the battlefield, create. So, yeah. So they're going to go for the curve. Problem with this card is that if I bring it back with this, I'm pretty sure the cursed roll just trumps the young hero roll. Okay, where's Spiteful Hexmage putting the thing? Okay, so opponent didn't have the absolute nutso curve there. I don't currently have a way to get this cursed roll off of that creature, so it doesn't feel like that's the best use of my turn. I think I'll just play Pie Wielder. And hopefully we'll draw a Plains for this Grasp of Fate if a big creature comes down. That is an unfortunate big creature. I'm not attacking, so I'll do some blocking. Kellen's Light Blades. Well, I do get to free roll the attack here, right? Would I trade Ginger Brute for Spiteful Hexmage? I think so, because I have the Return Triumphant. Come on, block with the Fawn's Bane. Yes. Alright, bargain. Kill that. The bait worked. Sugar Mall Plains. Alright, we'll go Plains and then Sugar Mall's good. Now, they do have the Acolytes, of course. They can possibly put that card back on top of their library. And we can deal with it now with the Grasp of Fate. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So don't have to deal with it till next turn, though. Return Triumphant on Pie Wielder? No, they just kill it. Probably a good turn for Collector's Vault. Courtier's just weak. I don't really see much of a reason to give them the opportunity to kill this Ginger Brute if I'm not using all my mana this turn, so I think we just attack like this and then play my 3-drop. And we'll see if Fawn's Bane Troll comes down and beats up one of my things. I assume it will. Yep. And we're killing... kind of hope they kill Ginger Brute. If they kill Cursed Courtier, that's fine too. And this does exile. For whatever reason, Fawn's Bane Troll exiles, so... that's okay. That's okay. So now we're going to grasp that thing before it gets us again. Give our Ginger Brute haste. Oh, actually... Hex Mage is a really cool combo with Fawn's Bane Troll, isn't it? You put the Cursed Roll on the Troll and then use it to fight. All right. All right, all right. And good news here is that the Troll went to exile. So if they have another Woodland Acolyte, they can't put it on top, or they can't Fell Horseman it. Bad news, of course, is that this is just an enchantment that's sitting on board, so if they draw like a Troublemaker Oof or Stormkeld thing, then I probably probably lose the game. Well, I want to get this going. Feels like I should just go for the Return Triumphant on homie there. Play the land probably, so I can go Vault plus Triumph plus this. We're not vaulting anytime soon. All right, let's see what happens during combat. What is opponent's hand that they didn't do anything? All right, so Return Triumphant's gonna get back Pie Wielder. I think Fell Horseman's a sorcery. Nothing. Wow, what is their hand? Okay, Galefing's there, and Galefing does have haste. Didn't want to trade that one off, huh? Okay, here comes Sugarmal. Alright, and now we go... I think we just... this has haste, so the Ginger Brute's offline. This is a young hero roll on it. Yeah, we've got to just play. Yeah, we go land, Sugarmal, Collector's Vault. I know that doesn't leave me with fodder in hand, but it does let me attack with a double striker here. And let's see if Galefang takes the bait. Wow, they're just going to take 6 to the face. Okay. Welcome to Sweet Tooth is not going to be that impactful here, I don't think. This is going to sack food. And honestly, I'll just ditch whatever. Okay, Glass Casket's probably really good as well. I mean, this is just going to be good, right? I'll just nab that, so if I draw a Stockpile in Celebrant, I can pick it back up and attack again. And... sure, I'm going to give this haste. It can be blocked by Galefang, but that means if they block Ginger Brute, they can't block the Sugar Maw. Got anything for a 6/6? No. Awesome. We got there against Kyle. GG's. Opponent didn't do the insane insane curve out against us. We beat a Fawn's Bane Troll. We beat the second Fawn's Bane Troll, too. Deck played out thematically. It knows what it wants to do. Oh my god. What even is this? Brothers War card. Alright. Picking up the first one. Roll it into the second one. Always happy with 2-1 or more in best of 3. We're against Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss. I get it. That's funny. Play first. Fortunate enough to get the plays here. Shrouded Shepherd. Well... I was going to say, Shrouded Shepherd is not the first play of the game you want to make, but I do actually get to go Sugar Maw first. That's actually even better. Don't rat out me one time. Yes. Yes. Okay, Wicked Visitor, so this is why Shepherd's so good. It's not mana efficient to do this, but I am still going to go Shepherd attack for 5. Stockpile on Celebrant's pretty good at picking up the Shepherd here. So this is basically all of your enchantments or cursed rolls. If an enchantment my opponent controls goes to the graveyard, I lose a life. See if we're going to see Curse of the Werefox here. That would kill my Shepherd. Wouldn't make Wicked Visitor big enough. Lord Skitter's Butcher. Okay, that's pretty good too. Make a 1/1 rat, probably. A lot of abilities on this card. And Visitor coming in. Spend, actually, I'll just block. because I have Neva. Neva picking that up is really nice. Let's not show them. Actually, this is probably this is the time you want to go for Grotto. Let's talk about Grotto here in a second. Let's see if my opponent wants to take the block. They do. They don't. Okay. Now, I'm going to go Grotto. Return Triumphant. That's pretty good. Still going to pick up Shrouded Shepherd here. Okay, so I see people play Grotto on turn 1 a lot. What you should do most of the time is if you have your colors in hand and you have Grotto, you should just play out your other colors and then scry once you have more information about what you need. But if the Grotto's not going to mess things up for you and you're digging for another color, you should play Grotto earlier. So you should rarely play Grotto on 1 is what I'm saying. A lot of convoluted words there. Let's go ahead and sweep -1/-1. That also shrinks Lord Skitters, and then I'm just going to play this for the attack this turn. I could just attack with Neva. No, let's get aggressive. They're holding up mana for something. They're probably going to kill whatever I target with this. I'm going to target Monstrosity. That gets the bigger chunk of the attack in through the blocker. I mean, it's the same amount of damage, but they can... If I do it here, they just block Monstrosity is what I'm saying. Let's see what they got going on over there. Okay. Oh, Exile 2. That's pretty gross. I still get the little 2 in here. Kind of glad I didn't do that on Neva, though. Taken by Nightmares is a nice little card. I'm glad this is uncommon. Sorry if you're hearing a bunch of banging. I happen to live in a college dorm, of all places, somehow, and it's move-in day for the college students. I am not a college student, but it is move-in day for them. Return to the from the wilds. Okay. You got it. Into their own Monstrosity. Right out looking like it has plenty of targets here. Conceited Witch counter here. Options. Kind of like going Conceited Witch, put the counter on Shepherd. Incentivize them to trade. Or, hold on, wait a second. Got a better idea. We figured out a better idea. So we're going to Celebrant, pick up Shepherd, kill these two. Hopeful Vigil and Shatter. I will take a Shatter. That's going to get me out from underneath like a Hamlet Glutton or something like that. And then Vigil seems just as good as anything to draw. And now we -1/-1 and get in for 2 damage. They get a food token. So they still have some bargain fodder on board. Let's see if we get a Glutton here or not. Best green common. A very good card. A lot of games decided by the Gluttonous Troll or whatever it's called. Hamlet Glutton? I think it's Hamlet Glutton. I don't think we saw a single one in our draft, but it's good. We've seen 3 targets for Rat Out between Monstrosity, Return. Yep, there's Glutton, so that's going to gain him some life. But we did keep the Shatter on top. So we're going to Shatter here, put the Wicked Roll there, attack for 6. Don't think we're getting chumps yet. Now, they have another Glutton. They could play it, but they would need land and Glutton. Monstrosity, sure. Into 4/3. Okay. So now what are we doing? Shepherd. So 5 mana, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a Wicked Roll. Shepherd pump here. Shepherd pump here makes that a 6/5. Demands a double block. I can just attack with Neva at this point as well. Alright, let's go here. Gonna get some Wicked Roll action going on Neva. And then I'm gonna play Hopeful Vigil second main. fine with any trades that die here. I'll leave Minstrosity alive if that's an option. Like if they just put Minstrosity plus like Butcher in front of Neva, I'll kill Butcher so they don't get the food token. But I think we're going to just overwhelm them with creatures here. They can't kill both of my creatures because they need to double block this, and this has Menace. Neva also gets bigger if this Wicked Roll goes away. Yeah, so I'm going to give them the food here because I would just rather kill their other cards. So they go to 1. Ooh, can I kill my own Wicked Roll? I cannot. Plains to the bottom. Although, honestly, Plains is a fine draw. And just another thing on board. Okay. And that should do it. Nice. So let's look at opponent's board. I mean, black-green creatures. I wonder if they're going to board the Minstrosities out. And that means I should board Radout out. Moment of Valor is going to be good against a lot of the creatures that are a problem for my deck. So two targets. And if they have like rolls for Minstrosities, it kills those as well. I think I'm going to leave the Radout in for now. I'm going to take Tangled Colony out as well. Like with them having the Minstrosities and stuff, it's a liability. I know it can be good, but it's just a liability. I think that's the only thing I'm doing. I mean, do I want the other Light Blades? No. All right. Just that one change. Something to help deal with the bigger creatures. And we'll see how it goes. Dr. Seuss. On the draw this time. I had a very good hand on the play. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, this is good. Hopefully Radout just connects with a 2-drop or something like that. And we're happy. Ah, this is up to 1. Beautiful. That puts me in the lead from the beginning. Just material being traded around. That is a lot of lands, though. Let's play the Hopeful Vigil. So this is where the Collector's Vault looks beautiful. All right, 3-drop. Return from the wilds. Lord Scares Butcher again. He's back. All right, Glass Casket. Yeah, probably just... Well, yeah, we go... So I'm going to go Grotto here. Neva. This can pick up an enchantment from the graveyard. The problem is if I go Neva, they can't Glutton next turn. It's got to be good enough to draw, right? Just to have for later on. So I'm going to go ahead and take Butcher here. And then I'm going to power up my 2/2 and attack for 4. And what do we got here, Dr. Seuss? Hopefully something I can just attack into with a 3/3. They play like Werefox or something. That's fine. Dang, people in these Fawnsbane trolls, man. I don't have an answer for that, so that's gonna kill something. I wonder if I attack with the 3/3, do they block? I don't think they block here. All right, and then I guess, I mean, we're just kind of throwing something in the way of the troll, which is unfortunate. I could also just scry, which I might need to do to get the troll out of the way. Not having a target for Neva is a little unfortunate. Okay, do what you will. Did get the free roll 3 damage in there, but man, this stupid troll is ridiculous. It also exiles the creatures it fights. We might not win against this one, folks. Alright, taken by Nightmares, exile, opponent loses a life, and then they probably fight my witch. They can attack for 5 first, unless they're scared of me having something for black mana. That's another exile effect as well. which is unfortunate, to say the least. Because my Neva just isn't doing anything here. Alright, they are going to go for the pre-combat fight. Oh, yeah, I guess you get the same amount of damage in here, huh? Because you get to attack with the rat that way. Doesn't really make a difference. Alright, Sugar Mall is a good draw. Let's do this. Question is, do I want to just run Sugar Mall out, or do I want to try to get the value off of the enchantment and sack this? Either way, we play Plains. Sugar Mall currently only has one thing to sacrifice is the problem. This is 3 mana. I'm not sure. If they just play like a Hamlet Glutton or something, that's pretty good. They use the Taken by Nightmares. I don't think they're going to have an answer to the 6/6 here. I'm going to run this out as a 6/6. And then I'm going to upkeep Hopeful Vigil, because at least that way it's 3 mana to scry. I'll still have 3 mana left over. It looks like they just have an answer perhaps for Sugar Mall. What if they have a what is it called? The End, and they exile both my Sugar Malls? Wouldn't that be amazing? All right, they're not snapping off the removal if they have it, so that's good. Curse of the Werefox, fighting my rat? Okay. I block here if they attack, because I have a Neva to get this thing back. Maybe I keep this around for one more turn for in case I draw Celebrant. Oh, I see. They killed my rat, so I wouldn't have anything to sacrifice to this. Makes sense. All right, let's do this. So I'm forced to tap down my whatchamacallit. Oh no, that's dumb. You can sacrifice an enchantment to this. Oops. All right. Jeez. All right, that's bad. That's awful. No, I mean, I messed up there. I messed up. That's okay. I don't know why I'm actually running this out. So I forgot that this is kind of like Bargain. I was thinking you have to sacrifice a token, but you can sacrifice an artifact or enchantment as well. So I should have obviously just sacrificed the Hopeful Vigil to the Sugar Mall and just chose to throw the game instead. It's unfortunate. Stupid Fawnsbane troll. So basically I just need to draw into some sort of token generating effect. I don't even feel like I can sack the Glass Casket is the problem. So I'm going to take 5 here. They have something to add to the board. If it's Troll, I'll just go ahead and concede the Fawnsbane. Or the, yeah, it is. Oh, High Fae Negotiator. Okay. Take a million more. Actually, I will sack this, because this thing can block at the very least. They're going to probably sack Rat to draw a card. This can get an enchantment back. I can get Hopeful Vigil back. So not quite over yet. Yeah. Scry 2, then draw a card. Rough, man. I feel like maybe I have this game if I don't sack that enchantment there. Two to the bottom. We draw Celebrant. Not quite what we want. I think we just have to attack here, and then we go Neva into Sigil. Yep. Look at that auto tapper trying to mess me up. And replay Sigil. Now if they have a removal spell, I chump 4/4. Go down to 2. Okay, that's 2 removal spells. You got it. I think we were probably just losing that anyway. Yeah. Tangled Colony can come back in. Rat Out. Rat Out's still good against them. They've got a couple bigger threats, though. I'm not sure about this Courtier. Man, the troll is so ridiculous. It's so hard to play against, too. And they have the backup enchantments. Kind of the hope with that card sometimes is that they just don't have anything to deal with it or anything to put back on it. Pie Wielder, maybe. Could see Return Triumphant going away, though it's been pretty good. Yeah, I do want the Tangled Colony here. Gingerbrute. Gingerbrute's kind of weak against a lot of this stuff. Gingerbrute's just very slow clock. We're not hyper aggressive. All right, Dr. Seuss got me. I misplayed pretty bad. Maybe things would have changed had I not. Okay. Better, but again, I wish this was a 7-card hand, because now I'm going to have to go down. I think I just ditch a land here. I have a couple spells to cast that help get through some stuff. And we'll just pitch it. So basically just hoping to kind of draw land, I guess. And not get hit by Eaten by Nightmares or whatever it's called. Glass Casket's fine, but not really what I want to draw. Just play a Minstrosity here. Just one time. Get minty. I mean, if they sussed it out, they know I have Rat Out in my hand, right? Because I got priority. Wicked Visitor. That's okay. Ugh, gross. Do I trade this for 2 rat tokens? I guess I could Rat Out. Just shrink it, right? Just beat it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, Monstrosity's clear. And what do they have? What was that just now? Man, not drawing a land is awful. Attack for 4. Oh, they had something that could pump their own creature there. 1 mana black spell that pumps your own creature at instant speed. Is this an instant? No. Gumdrop Poisoner? No, they would have cast it. Fawn's okay. Okay, Fawn into Fell Horseman. This is all fine. They're going to get more mana. I just got more mana, though. What am I doing with it? I think we're going Conceited Witch. I wonder if they would have just blasted off the exile spell if they had it. I think we're going Conceited Witch, hold up Sugar Mall's Adventure. So just make that a little more threatening. Go ba-ba. And pass. And at some point I'll be fine here to just turn Colony into 4/1/1s. Hamlet Glutton is going to be a problem, though, when they draw it. Lord Skitter into Wicked Visitor or something like that. Oh, are they missing a land drop? They are. They choosing to keep up a 1/3 instead of playing the 2/2, huh? What does that mean for me? Well, that's a good draw. Are we going to see a block here? Oh, you know what? It could be not dead after all. I don't know if they had priority while they had a creature up, but that's a black instant that they could have. If they double block here, I make 3 rats. Yeah, I bet they do that, actually. Not dead after all. Get another Lord Skitter's Butcher. Yep. So basically just brings that back, lets it trigger again. Let's see if they sack to draw a card. Scry 2, then draw a card. It's really good. Okay, they're going to do that. I kind of like that because it gets material off their board and everything matters. I also get to just kind of run out Sugar Maul with plenty of things to do with it. If they have, man, if they have Fawnsbane Troll, so be it, but at least that doesn't kill my 6/6. 1 top. Okay, go and run this out. See if they've got Taken by Ravens or Eaten by Crows or whatever it's called. They could have a lot of things here. We've seen a lot of cards that are very relevant that they could have. Fawnsbane Troll gets around the death trigger here because it exiles for some reason. Just playing Big Glutton would be pretty good. That would shrink down Lord Skitter's Butcher, but that's probably okay. I'm going to sack the food to Sugar Maul first. Okay, Agatha's Champion and not fighting. Makes sense. Okay, Minstrosity, not really what I wanted to draw there. I mean, good attack here, right? They let the 4/3 from Tangled Colony through. They double block 6/6. I do like that. Wow, they took the hit too. Okay, so they go to 5 and I make a bunch of 1/1s. And now I'm going to play Neva? Yeah, Neva. I can only cast 1 spell, so let's just play Neva and get back Tangled Colony, I guess. Opponent at 5. I have 2 menace creatures on board. Did we get there? They GG'd me. Yeah, let's go. All right. We have beaten Fawnsbane Troll twice tonight. I would like to not have to beat a Fawnsbane Troll a 3rd time. All right, fruitcakes, get us there. Let's go. Sugar Malls. That was a tight game, stuck on 2 or 3 mana there for a little while. Maybe just a turn or 2. I didn't actually pay that much attention, but deck's playing out really nicely, really smoothly. Got a little like minor synergies going on. I have been, I think, on the play round 1 both matches, which my deck is highly favored on the play because this is 2023 Magic and every deck is favored on the play. Kevin Chen 253 is our last opponent. I'll take the play again. Keep and hope I hit planes and hope Rat Out's good against something. This could be a mulligan. Oh, God, I hate that gives priority. I hate that so much. All right. It's not even a good card to hit with it, but we use the Rat Out when we can. Okay, Shimmer and Grotto's nice. So I don't get to do anything this turn. And I'll just keep planes on top, I think. And we'll start smacking each other with rats. Red-white aggro, but no Ash. That's always a good sign. Ash on turn 2 is kind of nutty. Plains is good. I kind of want to go Casket the Rat. Casket on Rat is questionable. The reason to do that is I can Celebrant the Casket to exile something else later. But then I'm taking more damage down the line. Maybe I'm just going to go for Sugar Maul, I think. Can't really play it out yet. I guess I could play it next turn. Red-white's going to need a couple specific spells to deal with a 6/6 on turn 4. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I don't hate this card. It doesn't trigger very often, though. What's your 3-drop, my friend? Nothing. What? You're juking me. All right, raise the alarms, except one of the soldiers is just food. What do we got going on here? Some end step thing? Flick a coin? Sure. I mean, that's good and all. Okay, so attack. I don't have double white actually to do the thing here, but I'll play Sugar Maul and we'll see if they have an answer. They've got another 1-mana spell they can cast. Could be a Torch the Tower. Could be a lot of things. Which that Torch might hit my rat at some point. Good to know about Flick a Coin. Flick a Coin by itself, especially if they have Torch the Tower here as well, is probably, like, this start is enough for me to try and board out the monstrosities in my deck. Okay, Courtier is nice, and if they have a Torch the Tower, that's going to be really good. I'm going to sack food. Not card I wanted to draw there. Alright, so they could go block, Torch. I'm just going to Casket Courtier because they're clearly trying to set up a Torch. The Crystal Grotto is getting me here. Granted, I don't know if it would have been a Plains or a Swamp, but it is preventing me from double spelling right now. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. I would not be surprised if Torch just hits my rat so that I don't have anything for my Sugar Maul here. Then I might just pick up Sugar Maul with the Celebrant. Okay, big chunk for 6. Do you Torch the rat? Torching the rat right now, like, effectively kills my 6/6 as well. I could Grabby Giant. Okay. Do you attack with rat? Do you attack with Borderland Ranger? Ooh, you get to discard draw. Discard in a Celebrant. Ooh, and letting the hit come through? I could sack Glass Casket. I don't know if I want to give him that Courtier, though. Sacrifice an artifact. I'm going to do it. That's pretty good. So I get to go Pie Wielder and hold up Light Blades. Although I don't have any tokens left, which is very notable. At the very least, they don't have anything to do on 2 mana, so that's good to know. Celebrant's going to go ahead and pick up the Cursed Roll and get a Scry 2. I guess they just had another Celebrant in hand. This looks like just straightforward red-white aggro. It's a very good deck in the format. You kind of have to keep up with stuff. Second rat out. Scry 1 top, 1 bottom. And they have a Grabby Giant activation up, so I can't really get any clear information about whether they have things to do or not. I'm going to block and get the first strike damage in, and then do this. And that way, if they have a combat trick, it's not quite enough. I'm going to go down to 9 here. And the Sugar Mall drawback is coming into effect. Okay, so can't sack anything to that. Sugar Mall down, Sugar Mall down. Opponent's got to stop for some reason. They drew the card they scried to the top. All right, deck looks good. Disconnect question mark. Wonder if they might have like a plunge into winter. They also might need a bathroom break. So this card has been very good, but it has a real drawback, and we are seeing that drawback come to fruition right now. And while opponents tanking or disconnected or whatever, we're going to go ahead and just think about our sideboard. And there's a way to look at your sideboard, isn't there? Red Out's coming in. Light Blades is coming in. Moment of Valor, perhaps. Probably just 2 drops. All right. We're back in business. Go Besotted Knight here. Could do both. All right, let's see. Obviously, if they have interaction, that's pretty bad. Gonna do this for the double strike. And I'm just gonna jam. Not really playing around much there. I think they're getting priority from a Grabby Giant attack. Ooh, they have a Kellen's Light Blades or something like that. And if they kill the Pie Wielder, they also get rid of my last token, right? Oh, okay. They have to sack the treasure and... Sure. Okay, okay. Well, they've got redraws here with the Ranger and the Grabby Giant. So I'm definitely pretty far behind now. Besotted Knight can threaten to trade for Giant or just block Ranger or die, and then I would die, right? If they hit removal spell, I actually just die on the spot. All right, I feel like we need to block there, especially since that's the creature that gives them advantage right now. Go to 6, tie it up 6-6, and then I can go Celebrant plus just reuse, have for dinner. They're going to use Grabby Giant. Question mark? Okay. That didn't look like anything to do with instant speed, but... Okay, is that going to pick up or no? Probably... Oh. Okay, no. Okay, so... Celebrant, pick this up, cast it, we can block some stuff. Alternative, I can just go boom, boom. I think I'm going to go ahead and pick up Sugar Mall. Hopeful Vigil seems good to cast. Yeah. All right. Need all 3 mana here. Opponent not currently getting a redraw with Ranger, and felt like their hand was maybe a little bit weak. So my question is, they attack all 3, yep. We're obviously going to make these. And I think I'm just going to leave myself at 1 and just hope they don't have a response. Flick a coin, target me. Woodland Acolyte, draw a card. It's pretty good. Sure. Yeah, we've got stuff on board here, y'all. So I'm gonna have to go this. I can gain 3 life, but then I'm just dead, right? They have enough material. Could go 1, 2, 3. I'm off either way from doing anything. I can't play this. Yep. All right, you got me there. So they're just kind of all 2-drop, 3-drop deck. So we just want to make sure we can combat that. White Blades comes in. Rat Out, I think, comes in. Sweet Tooth, which should maybe be in my deck with these Sugar Malls. Courtier. Collector's Vault seems slow. Tangled Colony seems problematic. They have Torch. They have ways to get rid of it. I think I'm actually going to get rid of it here. Not sure about Ginger Brew either for a lot of the same reasons. Doesn't actually trade with anything, and I don't think I'm racing this deck. So Gingy's coming out. Besotted Knight's a little weak. I mean, we have the tools here. We have the tools. Monstrosity. Yeah, we saw Flick a Coin. We saw Torch the Tower. I think Monstrosity's going to come out against Flick a Coin. All right, we got the tools. Let's just put them together and make them work. We were close that game. We were close. The Sugar Mall got us in the end. I will definitely play here. Fine hand. It's not great, but it has enough interaction to kind of keep my opponent off things for a little while. The Kellen's Light Blade should be pretty good. Obviously, I just want to go land here again. We'll see how it shapes up, though. Opponent taking a mulligan. See a lot more mulligan. If you're used to just best of 1 Magic, you don't really play best of 3 at all, and then you switch over to best of 3, probably the first thing you'll notice is that you mulligan way more often because the hand smoother is not in effect in best of 3. It's actual real Magic. People get spoiled by best of 1, and that's fine. It has a different thing going on altogether. But, yeah, you really do feel the mulligans come up a lot more when you're playing traditional. Opponent seems to have a tough time putting a card on the bottom here. All right, Kevin Chen, you figured it out. No 1-drop, and we drew a land, is nice. And we have a play with Sugar Mall. Let's see if they get priority here. They do, so they have interaction for us. Okay, we did draw lands, so we can stop drawing those now. Celebrant with no target. That's just going to get hit by the Torch, unfortunately. But if that gets hit by the Torch, that's 1 less Torch that's hitting one of my tokens. So I'm going to let it happen. Submit, decline. And waiting for it. Waiting for it. I can feel it. Choosing not bargain. There we go. So again, everything exiles these days, which makes cards like this very annoying. There's so much exile. Okay, flick, dang. Okay, so everything just kind of lined up for him, unfortunately. We are, I mean, we're going to play Sugar Mall and hope that we draw more token stuff. Get 1 good hit in here. Courtier's okay. Courtier was some sort of backup. Yeah. Sack the food. Oh, God. I mean, I just need to hit token cards. Like, I need to hit a Hopeful Sigil, and then Sugar Maw's online for a while. I have double Light Blades, so I'm not super worried about this Courtier. Yep, here comes the combo. Sugar Maw's going to be guaranteed tap down. Man, the fact that it was Torch means my Return Triumphant's just dead. So bad. Spear Guard's okay. Don't care about that. Just deal 3 here. And, yeah. Ouch. Just one time. Yeah, you know what? It's better than this card sitting around doing nothing. It gives me 2 more tokens in the long run. Neva? I don't think I actually want to draw Neva here, because I have the Return Triumphant for the 1 creature that it gets. And I just want to hit token makers, I think. So as good as Neva is as a card, I don't have anything to get back with it. So I think I'm going to scry Neva to the bottom. And I hate that we're doing that, but... Princess Takes Flight. That card's so good. Why is it so good? We'll have to see if they have a way to bargain it, though. Hearth Elemental. God, my opponent's deck is good. They just played 2 of the pseudo bomb uncommons just out of nowhere. Grand Ball Guest. So that last card will have to be something that gets rid of the guest, right? Okay, we're gonna take this hit. We're gonna make some things. Shatter the Oath. It's gonna be a good follow-up, but let's go here, and let's see if they have an answer to Princess Takes Flight. Otherwise, I just get my stockpile and Celebrant back. Hearth Elemental's big. It's a big boy. It says Trample. Yeah, Menace and Trample. Alright, so that's going to hit me for a lot. Armory Mice. Okay, they do not have a way to kill their Princess Takes Flight. And that means I feel like I should kill this. Shatter the Oath here. It's going to be 3 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and they won't even be able to block Sugar Maw. No, I just... Just take the hit. That's really risky with my opponent having all these big creatures. Really, concede? Okay, opponent got impatient there, I guess. I mean, that's fine. If opponent's impatient, that's okay. Courtier's a little risky, isn't it? Against Flick a Coin. Alright, I'm just going to run it back here. And hope to not get run over. Basically, I just need the early game interaction, I think. I need them to play like Armory Mice while I have Red out, you know. That's the type of interaction I need to kind of pull ahead. This ain't it. I mean, if I drew a Plains off the top, maybe. This is so risky to try and draw into like land, though. Better, obviously, would be better if we had... man, am I going to get rid of my 1 interactive spell? Could just get rid of Cursed Courtier here. This into this into this is pretty good, though. It's Courtier or Grasp. Okay. Too much has to go right for that Courtier to actually pan out, I think. I did draw the planes. Grand Ball Guest is fine. Got to assume that's going to have Celebration next turn. If not, Torch or something. Kind of can't block here if they attack. I haven't seen a Ratcatcher Trainer. Okay, Acolytes. I will block now. Sure. Just get their material off the board, as I keep saying. Rat Out's a fine little draw there. So this is probably a good Crystal Grotto moment. That's fine by me, I think. Two coming in. Go to 18. We getting grabby, maybe? Stockpile and Celebrant. I hate that. They're going to pick up Acolyte. Yeah, don't give up on the cards. Scry 2 and then an eventual draw 2. They might not pick it up. They did. Alright, let's see if they get a priority here. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and slam Sugar Maw. Princess Takes Flight would get me really good here. I'm drawing Sugar Maw a lot, but I have 2 of them in my deck, right? So, and I have Hopeful Vigils to sacrifice to this thing. So I guess we're trying to dodge Princess Takes Flight, which again, if they don't have a way to bargain that away and they have it, then I get my Sugar Maw back in a couple turns, but it feels like they have Torch, just getting a stop there for red mana, I think. I will not block if they attack because I don't want them to go like flick a coin and then Torch, kill both of my creatures, because Torch deals 3 damage for some reason. It's literally, when you bargain it, it's Lightning Bolt on a creature, exile it, scry 1. Like, just so much upside. It's all massive upside. Okay, there's the flick, as you do. Wonder if my opponent has multiples of those in their deck. Nope. We know this. We know this game, y'all. I would block there if I had Rat Out up. Yep, Ranger's okay. So we're going to sack the Hopeful Vigil here. Get some Scries. Return Triumphant. Okay, this looks like bottom to me, right? Draw. Kellen's Lightblade's a nice draw. That's actually a beautiful draw because I get to hold up Rat Out, play Hopeful Vigil, get 2 more tokens on board, and hold up Lightblades. Like so. Of course, they have Torch, so the 6/6 is, or the 2/2 is only so good, but I will block with it. Still a little bit of work to do with this Sugar Maw before it actually kills them. It's 3 turn clock from now, which means I need to maintain those tokens. Cursed Courtier coming in. Okay, so I can Rat Out that in response, make it -1/-1, and then the second the cursed roll goes on it, it should die, right? There should be no window where they can torch. I can take a screenshot of this real quick for the peeps. Yeah, I think this works. So, and this also gets rid of their fodder for Torch. Or is this an create a cursed roll token attached to it? Yeah, so as soon as the curse roll goes on, it dies. And they can't respond to this ETB with Torch. Or at least not sacking it to anything. Yeah. Alright. Get that curse roll out of here. Yep, torch the 2/2 now. And I think I'm just gonna Kellen's Lightblade this 3/2. So attack him to 7. That's actually very relevant that the rat's getting in. Sack the Hopeful Vigil. I still have plenty of extra token fodder here. Could even run this out. Conceited Witch looks good enough to me. Don't need to get greedy about my draws. Alright, so put them to 6. And put that on the rat. Alright, go ahead. Feeling like I'm in pretty good control of this. They might have to go... I mean, they're just going to have to put up a bunch of blockers in front of Sugar Maul, but it has Menace and Trample. I have another Menace creature on board, so I'm not sure what gets them out of this. Princess takes flight into, like, 2-drop is probably their best play. God, flick a coin. This card is very good in the format. It gets me every time. Ooh, Ariet's Apple. Okay. This isn't killing me or anything. 6, 7, 8. We'll block here. Okay. Nice. I think we went to game 3 in all of our matches. So, close one. Again, our deck isn't super bomby. Like, it's not just like a complete runaway deck or anything like that. This is trophy number 11 for me, though, across best of 1 and best of 3. So let's talk about what worked and what didn't work. Obviously, the Sugar Mauls really carried their weight there. The exile effects. So Return Triumphant might not have been great in this deck. It did just so happen that we played against a lot of exile effects between the Fawn's Bane Trolls, the Torch, the Towers, and stuff like that. So a lot of things I would have gotten back with Return Triumphant and Neva ended up just getting exiled. But you can kind of see the little pieces working together. Like, Hopeful Vigil is the unsung hero of this deck, right? Just giving you bargain fodder, something to pick up with Celebrant, 2 things to sacrifice with Sugar Maul, and one of those things being something that your opponent's not likely to interact with. I was fortunate enough to be on the play a lot, but Tangled Colony on the draw. The Ginger Brute looked a little out of place, and I'm willing to bet I keep these in, and Ginger Brute / Cursed Courtier might not be ideal for this deck, because I'm not making a ton of curses, right? I probably should have taken stock of this. It looked like maybe I had enough curses, but the fact that Return Triumphant doesn't even work with Courtier is really kind of unfortunate. So yeah, I only have 3 ways to make rolls, which means the Courtier is probably better suited as something else. And in fact, I don't remember what I took this over. I think I took it over like Cooped Up or something, which would have been really good in the deck. But I'm glad we got to see everything that this deck could do, and obviously I'm glad we 3-0'd. And hey, the fun thing about winning in this format is when you win, you also probably walked away with like a couple rares from the sheet. So you're adding to your gem count, but let's go claim our gems. And then if you want to check out my other trophy decks, whenever I trophy, I post on Twitter. You can find us at JankDiverTim. All my trophy decks are up there. You'll see this one posted as well. Go find me on Twitter. Let's talk about this set. I think it's super cool. Bunch of fun interactions, and you can see we went to game 3 a lot. Very few of those games were just like me dominating somebody or someone dominating me. It was actually very close back and forth. So fun little deck. That's gonna go ahead and do it for this one though. And hey, at least we get to showcase a 3-0. Which feels nice. in traditional, because boom, 2,500 gems and whatever these are. I've got so many of them and no time to play with them. All right, enough chit chat. That's going to go ahead and do it for this one. Remember, the best way to support me, support Jankdiver Gaming, is just to show us that you're there and that you want to be part of the community. Come find us in the Discord. There will be links down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here for more content in general. We've got a podcast running, the Jank Tank. Myself, Teld, and Chris have been doing some podcast episodes, which have been posted to the YouTube as well. And of course, you can find us on Twitter at JankDiverGaming. That's going to go ahead and do it. Thanks for hanging out. We had a fun one. I will catch you all next time.